Hey guys, I know what you're thinking. It has been an extremely long time. At this point, at least a year. Clearly I haven't been keeping up with the show. That's an understatement, but I'm coming back, and I'm rather serious about coming back, which is to say that unlike the previous times when I'm like, I'm gonna do it this time. This time around, I have sort of cracked down, and I think since Blip closed down, I've had a variety of issues, whether it be copyright strikes, whether it be personal issues, my own motivation perhaps, for a variety of reasons, but I want to do this again, and I want to do this on a consistent schedule. So I am filming this vlog to notify you guys that the show is coming back. And the show is coming back as I intended it to be when I first started working full-time, which is I'm going to have an episode every other week, probably on Monday. This week, yeah, I'm actually going to probably release my first episode tomorrow, and I'm going to release it directly after this vlog. So when I release this, you will also get my first video. Because one of the things that I've decided to do this time around is I've decided to make and plan for a bunch of content right off the bat. So as I'm filming this, I've already done a bunch of videos. I've had them completed so that I get a jump start and I can continue on a consistent schedule and have things like released every other week while I'm working on them. So I have a backlog, essentially. I probably don't have everything I want done at this point, but I guess I'm getting impatient, just a little bit impatient, because I want to start releasing things again. But I do have quite a lot of it done. So I definitely have a few episodes ready to go, and I will release them such as that. I believe I actually made a mistake. The first episode that I actually filmed like a month ago, and at that point I said that I was going to have a video ready like the next week, but I have decided to go every other week, and that's only for full videos, like on the rack, real versus real, specials like countdowns, full videos. I am going to start going back to the movie theater and doing little reviews, and those don't count. Those will just get done whenever I see the movie, and I'll just get them done quickly. So those don't count towards the every other week thing. So those can be just released whenever. But for full videos, it's going to be every other week. Because in my video I said it was going to be done, the next review will be due in the next week. And I think it's the real versus real, which I haven't done. Oh god, it's probably been like 2 or 3 years since I've done a real versus real. So because I did say it was going to be released in a week, I'm going to go ahead and release the real versus real in a week after this, and my first full-fledged video airs. Just because I said that I would. After that, it's going to be every other week. So because I already filmed it that way, I'm just going to go ahead and give it to you, the first one in a week. That's the first thing. The second thing is my website is back up, but not all of the videos are uploaded yet. Basically everything from YouTube is uploaded onto my website or embedded onto my website. Website is here. The header on the website, which was one of the steps into getting back into this as seriously as I could, is I asked a good friend of mine to redesign my header and my logo, because if any of you are artists, you will know that anything that you design yourself, you will wind up hating eventually. So I can't look at the stuff that I created, so I went ahead and asked someone else, and did offer her money, though not nearly as much money as I would like, as I'm poor. I'm quite poor. My sister calls me a charity case, which is just lovely of her. I love my sister, I'm kidding. But she did a wonderful job. I love it so much. I'm actually gonna, there's my new header. She's so good. Eventually, if she ever gets a website, I'm gonna pimp her website out, because she does freelance work. So if you're looking for a freelancer, you should get in contact with her, or rather get in contact with me and I'll talk to her, because I don't want to give any of her personal information. I just spilled my coffee everywhere. But I asked for a website and she doesn't have one yet. When she gets one, I'm gonna pimp it everywhere. But she did a great job. That's on my website now, and sort of on my YouTube, although the size restraints are really weird on YouTube. So the website's up. As soon as I can get access, hopefully, to the other videos that aren't on YouTube, and we're only on Blip, I will also upload those again. As of right now, most of them are on an external hard drive that I haven't been able to get working. I tried a docking station, that didn't work, and currently it's with a friend who's going to try to just straight up get it from the memory card. So hopefully hopefully that works. If that does not work, I don't know. I'm going to have to explore other options, because I know that there's quite a lot of videos that I don't have anymore that I would really like to have again. The two big countdowns that I did, I had to post purely on Blip because I knew that I would get copyright, possibly strikes on them if I just posted them on YouTube. And I had those saved on my external hard drive because they took too much space to put on the computer. And now I just don't have access to them, along with a lot of other stuff. Basically all of my tools, any music, animations, sound effects, backgrounds, any graphics that I personally made, everything was on that external hard drive. So I'm really hoping my friend can get to that stuff and I can get it back. But yeah, website's up, and I will continue to release older content as I gain access to it. So that's the second thing. The last time I was doing an update, I said I was going to get into video games. That's still standing. And if you look on my website, you'll see that I have a section for video games. It only has that one video from forever ago, like 2012 of my countdown. One of the things coming up is going to be a revised countdown of my favorite video games, because it's been 5 years and that has changed. A lot of things have moved around. I've played a lot more games since then. So I'm going to do a revised version of that, and I'm going to continue to do video game stuff. But what it's going to be, because video games again take so much longer to play and to capture, if I want to capture my own footage from them, it's probably going to be like a 1 to 4 sort of thing, where major videos, like right now I have a 2 on the racks and a real versus real planned for the next, I guess at this point, next month, because I said I'd release the real versus real next week. After that, I plan on doing a countdown, and it's probably going to be the revised video game countdown. If not, it's going to be another countdown. If the video game countdown winds up taking way too long, then I'll just work on that in addition to working on other things, because the other countdown I wanted to do actually has to do with one of my major countdowns, which was my favorite animated shows countdown. A lot of people mentioned that I didn't put Steven Universe on it. There's a good reason for that. I hadn't seen it at the time. So I've seen it since, and I want to do a countdown of my favorite episodes, just straight up my favorite episodes from Steven Universe. So the last video that I'm not going to have ready once I posted this, because it's going to be, the countdowns take so long to work on. But one of the videos that I'm going to be working on while I'm releasing the stuff that I do have ready is going to be one of those 2 countdowns. I still am going to do the Kingdom Hearts stuff, but unfortunately all of my Kingdom Hearts footage was also on that external hard drive. So either I need to once again just hope that I get that stuff back, or I need to go back into my game capture software and upload every single bit of that stuff that I filmed onto my computer, which is doable. It's just gonna take a while. So that's that. So that's most of my announcements. The other thing that I will say is I'm planning on demonetizing my entire YouTube channel. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to get ads, because television and movies get claimed and copyrighted and such a lot. So no doubt you're going to get some ads on them. But I'm going to do my best to try to keep the ads off of my videos. I'll continue to dispute them, and I myself will not be monetizing them because it's not worth it. It is not worth it to monetize your videos on YouTube. It's a huge pain. They all get copyright. They get claimed anyways, and I never made any money off of YouTube, so I'd rather just have it completely ad-free. Anything that YouTube does claim, I'm probably going to release in something like Google Drive and do a redirect, and you can either get that through a redirect on my YouTube channel, or if it's redirected, I'll just post it on my website in the redirect. So yeah. So that way I can still post whatever I want without YouTube really getting in the way of that. Okay, what else? Sorry if I'm seem out of breath or panting. It's like 90 degrees right now, and I have to turn off my air conditioning and stuff because it's too loud when I'm filming. So my apartment's climbing up to it's like at 80 right now, so I'm sort of trying to get through this fast. And also I will admit some of the videos might be just a little bit awkward at first because I'm just a tad bit rusty, so bear with me. I'm going to warn you guys right now, I do plan on eventually starting a Patreon. Now, I'm not going to start it right away because I've been gone for so long. I'm not going to start it until basically I have that consistency and I'm releasing stuff. So it's probably going to be a couple months from now before I bother doing that, because I don't really want, basically I don't expect anyone to donate if you're not sure if you're going to keep getting videos from me. Now I am serious. I want to keep doing this. I'm outside of another horrible thing happening. I am going to freaking keep doing this. But I'm not going to do it right away. And when I do it, I'm not going to put any restrictions on anything. I'm probably not going to have a major, I know Patreon has perks and stuff, and the only thing I can think of is maybe early videos. I know a lot of people do that. But other than that, I'm probably not going to put any kind of reward tiers, because I think a vast majority of them are kind of, I don't know, most of that stuff just ask, and if I can do it, I'll do it, and if I can't, I won't. Requests and stuff, I'll take requests. It may be a little while before I can get to everything, especially now that all of my videos are probably going to be recorded at least 2 weeks in advance of when they're going to be released. But just ask. Like, any of that kind of stuff, I don't want to restrict it based on Patreon. Patreon's basically just a way of eventually making sure that I can keep doing this, because it's expensive. And if it is very expensive, I try to pay for everything that I do. I try not to like all of the movies that I review, I buy and own, and all the software I use, I buy and own. And then of course the stuff like my camera, if my camera dies, I can't continue doing this. Like, I'm screwed. I can't afford another camera. I make about enough. I make enough money to pay my rent and buy food, and that's it. So Patreon will be a way of sort of just trying to fund this show. And also, I will say that if Patreon does eventually work out, I will totally be giving more money to my friend for the lovely job she did on the logo and header that I'm going to be using, because I would love to be able to do that, to actually pay people to to do these things for me, a good amount, rather than, I mean, she's a good friend, and she actually, the offer that she made to do this for me was less than I wound up telling her I'd pay her, just because I went to art school. I know how hard it is to like try to get freelance work and stuff like that. But I would love to give her so much more, because she deserves so much more. But basically that kind of stuff is, I will start a Patreon eventually to fund the show and everything to do with the show. I'm not going to pimp it out every week. I'm not going to shove it down your throats. It'll just be there. And if you want to donate, donate. And if you don't want to donate, it's not going to affect anything. So that's the last thing I think that I wanted to say. So I'm going to stop this vlog, and then I think that's everything. And after I'm finished, I will upload this, and then I will upload the first video. So yeah, good to be back, guys. I'll see you later.